Good evening. I'm Aaron Castleberry, with ASU TV News. I'm here to give you a little bit of a weather update with what we got going on across Arkansas with all this rain we've seen. We've seen a lot of rain. Could you believe that we were in a drought not but last month? That drought right now is so far just it's gone. It's nowhere to be found here in Arkansas with all this rain we've seen, and that's just the pattern. When we got into that dry pattern, it was hard to break that pattern, but whenever we did, we knew that when we broke it, this rainy weather pattern, the fall here in Arkansas, fall in the south was going to come and relieve that drought. And good thing that drought didn't stick around that long. It really wasn't here much of the fall, the early fall. Right now, I want to take a look at the radar. We'll start off in northeast Arkansas. This area of heavy rain that's falling here in Jonesboro, done nothing but rain here in Jonesboro most of the days. Heavy rains falling. Right now, we've already got up to 51 hundredths of an inch of rain since midnight here in Jonesboro, and that will steadily climb. We're still here. We should still get another update here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll share that with you. We'll go back and look at how much rain has fallen in the last hour and tally that up to how much has fallen since midnight. And I think we're going to go close to an inch before midnight here in northeast Arkansas. Looking back down towards the south into the central and east central part of the state, central Delta counties and the South Delta counties, heavy rain from Memphis down to Helena, West Helena, points eastward, Forest City, Marianna, Stuttgart, Elmira, Desert, Cotton Plant, Bald Knob, Searcy, England, Humno, you name it, there is a lot of heavy rain, and there's a lot of heavy rain in northeast Arkansas with this first batch. Jonesboro to Paragould now to Dela Plain, Pocahontas, Black Rock, Walnut Ridge, Strawberry, Lynn, Smithville, Evening Shade, Mount Pleasant, Highland, uh, Cherokee Valley. You could just name towns and towns and towns, and it's raining pretty hard. But I want to show you what it looks like back towards the south and the west. There's a dry slot that started to form, especially across the Ouachitas into the River Valley. A little bit drier air has filtered in for folks in Malvern, now moving into Little Rock and Conway, down to Camden, El Dorado, and Fordyce. But you start to look back off towards the south and the west, D. Queen and Nashville, Ashdown, back in Heavener and Poto, Oklahoma. Rain starting to fill back in. They'll continue to fill back in. And also, that rain is starting to fill into South Arkansas, in Lincoln County and Drew County, parts of Bradley and Ashley counties. That rain just continues to build, and really a lot of heavy rain starting to build across southeast Arkansas. Monticello, Hamburg, up to Dumas and Star City. That will continue to transition to the north and east. This heavy rain that you see in central Arkansas and east central Arkansas will move into northeast Arkansas. So, folks in Jonesboro, Blytheville, Manila, into the Boot Heel of Missouri, Kennett and Caruthersville, you need to keep an eye on this. We could see some flooding rains with this. Rainfall values will be between 3 to 5 inches, and locally 5-6 inches in some local spots. And we'll take a look at a couple models that show that there's some parts of the state that could see those higher end amounts, but I don't really expect it to get to those higher ends in a wide area. Get underneath the thunderstorm, all bets are off. There's one thing we look at, and that's precipitable water. How much water is in a column of air, really? How much water is in the atmosphere, and how much it would accumulate on the surface if all that water came down. And precipitable water values are upwards to 2, 3, 4 inches in some spots. 2 to 3 inches is common, but when all that comes down, 2 to 3 inches of rain in a storm, and the storms that will come through tomorrow, plus 1 to 2 inches of precipitable water that's in the column right now, in the air, in the atmosphere right now, that's going to lead to a lot of heavy rain. So let's go ahead and take a look at we'll have to stop that. We'll take a look at some of those models I was talking about. First, this is what The rainfall totals. It says 600ths of an inch. That's the past hour. It also says 200ths of an inch in the past 6 hours. At 5:53, that's between 4 and 5. We really had a lull in the rain this afternoon, but I went back and I added up. You add up all those numbers in that 1 hour total range, or in that 1 hour total range, you'll get the actual how much rain has fallen, and that's 51 hundredths of an inch of rain since midnight. And that was at 7:53. I want to show you. This is the ECMWF, or the European model, showing total rainfall through 78 hours. Through the next 78 hours, this model was initiated at I think that this model was initiated at 7 o'clock this morning. So from 7 o'clock this morning through 6 o'clock on your day on Wednesday, or let's say 16th, through 6 o'clock on your day on Wednesday. Or through, yeah, I think this is through 6 o'clock on your day on Wednesday. It's showing an area of heavy rain, 6 plus inches of heavy rain in north central Arkansas, Van Buren County, Pope County, Johnson County, Conway County. Also stretching back up and towards Sharp and Izard and Fulton and Randolph counties. I think that would be more of an isolated event. What I'm more thinking of is 2, 3 to 4 inches of rain across much of northern Arkansas, 2, 3 inches of rain across South Arkansas. Heavy rains will be predominant. 1 to 3 inches of rain, 1 to 4 inches of rain is a good bet across much of the state. And the GFS, the Global Forecasting System, is in line with that, with just those patches of heavier 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of rain across north central Arkansas. Those are going to be outlier areas that be here and there, that will not be common across all of north central Arkansas into northwest Arkansas. It's just saying that there is that chance that we could see that much rain. But like I said, 2, 3 to 4 inches of rain will be the common thing. Now I want to show you simulated radar, what the radar should, or what the model thinks the radar will look like. So it is not set in stone. This is the high resolution rapid refresh model, or the pirate model, or the HRRR model, as we say in the weather world. We call it the pirate model with the HRRR model. And this is for 2Z, which is 7 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock at night. This is 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. See that heavy rain, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Now, here's the heavy rain starting to move in northeast Arkansas. This is midnight. There will be some lulls here and there, especially tomorrow morning. You could wake up and you'll wake up, maybe if you wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, step outside, maybe it's not going to be raining as hard. One of those lulls are coming through, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. We could see some showers out ahead of the cold front, and that could cause some concerns, especially across South Arkansas, because there is a slight risk. There is a risk of severe weather for a good portion of the state, and I'll look at that with you in just a second. But this rain, there will be some lows there, but also there will be some heavier rain showers, thunderstorms, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning across the Delta counties. Rain starting to pick back up. You start to see that heavier area of rain moving to central and south central Arkansas. That's ahead of the cold front. And that cold front, when that cold front comes through, there's going to be a lot of heavy rain with that front, with those storms that will come through. But behind the front, the wind will shift from the south to the east, about the same miles per hour, though. Still about 15, 20 miles per hour ahead and behind that front. You can see there's a lot of rain. There's going to be waves of it. Waves of rain will continue to come through, bringing a lot of that water, a lot of that rain, accumulating a lot of that water. This is the North American mesoscale model. This is still simulated radar. This is at 8 o'clock tonight, so this will be around right now. A lot of that rain's moving into the state. See that lull developing across South Arkansas, Southwest Arkansas around midnight. That's picking up on that lull. See some of those heavier showers, heavier storms. This is 4 o'clock in the morning. See that this picking up on that lull of rain we could see overnight across East Arkansas. But you start to see this is 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That front and that squall line will start to move in onto western Arkansas. We can see some strong winds and some hail. 1 or 2 tornadoes cannot be ruled out, especially across South Arkansas. That line starts to move into Arkansas, breaks up a little bit across the west, but really starts to ramp up across central into eastern Arkansas. A lot of heavy rains, could see some wind and some hail. And in some of these storms across Louisiana and South Arkansas into Mississippi, those could be a couple of rotating thunderstorms. There is that threat, especially across South and Eastern Arkansas. That threat's really not that high across Northeast Arkansas. I was looking at instability values a while ago, and they're a lot higher across the South and really non-existent across the North and to Northeast. And if that front gets close to Northeast Arkansas, that risk really shrinks to South Arkansas and back into Louisiana and Mississippi. You see that line of heavy rain and thunderstorms starting to move in on us around lunch, around 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So we could probably miss your drive home tomorrow night. We could miss those storms, but really anywhere between 6 and midnight, those storms will start to move in and start to move out of Arkansas. Should be out of here, though the heaviest of the storms should be out of here by 10 o'clock. It might be lingering into Mississippi County and Crittenden County. But a lot of that rain will start to linger, but you can see by midnight, the western half of the state has started to clear out. We still have heavy rain into eastern Arkansas, and that will continue to move out towards the early morning hours on your day on Wednesday. So I'm going to keep those rain chances in for northeast Arkansas and for eastern Arkansas a little bit longer than we thought. So to Wednesday morning, then those rain chances will go down and the wind will shift and it will start to be a little bit cooler because temperatures tonight will rise actually just a little bit because of warm fronts starting to move through. Let's see if we can update this rainfall. Nope, not yet. They haven't. The recording station out at the municipal airport out towards Nettleton hasn't switched over yet. But we're above an inch, half an inch of rain going towards 1 inch. Severe threat across much of the state tomorrow. A slight risk of severe weather, excluding extreme northeastern Arkansas and northwest Arkansas. Okay, nothing changed there. It just updated the map. An enhanced risk across southeast Arkansas. That's where I'm talking about where we can see some of those stronger storms. And the probabilities are, we look at these and see how severe they think these storms are going to be. 15% chance of severe for much of the state, that 30% chance in that enhanced risk across southeast Arkansas, and then they have this black hashed area, significant storms. Strong winds, some hail, and some tornadoes are possible inside that hashed area. That's what we're seeing tonight out in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas that are really out in Oklahoma and Nebraska and back into the Texas Panhandle. That hatched area of severe weather. They put that out because they're seeing some tornadoes out east or out west into Kansas and Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Texas as that squall line starts to form. I don't want you to get overly concerned about it, but I want you to be aware of it. Know your plan on what to do if there is a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning issued for your area. Also know what your plan is if you have a flash flood warning that is issued for your area. And speaking of that flash flood warning, while I'm still here, we're going to switch over to my flash flood watch map Flash flood watch is in effect for all of Arkansas. North and West Arkansas, your watch will expire at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Southwest Arkansas will expire at midnight on the 18th. Central Arkansas, much of the central part of the state, will expire at 8 a.m. on the 18th. And Eastern Arkansas, including Ashley and Chico County. How I describe it, you got Lawrence and Randolph County, Mississippi, Crittenden County, and then Curtis Ridge counties. That's the Memphis National Weather Service. That will go until noon on the 18th. So noon on the 18th for Eastern Arkansas and Ashley and Chico County. Much of central and the River Valley into the Ouachitas until 6 a.m. on the 18th. Midnight on the 18th for Southwest Arkansas, and 6 p.m. on the 17th for Northwest Arkansas. Also, there's a wind advisory, lake wind advisory in effect for the eastern half of the state through 6 p.m. Until 6 p.m. on the 17th, tomorrow. There we go. That's because gusty winds will be a factor. In talking about gusty winds, there will be a chance to see some power outages tomorrow and some wind damage. We have this rain that is saturating the ground right now. That saturated ground plus high winds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. That wind can knock down those trees quite easily with saturated ground. So please be watch out if trees fall across roads, if tree limbs or trees fall onto cars, houses, God forbid. And on power lines, there can be some power outages, and you can check with your electricity service provider with their maps online. I know Entergy has a map. Most of the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have a outage map that you can look at online on your phone if you have LTE 3G coverage. You can look at that on your phone. I'm pretty sure I know Entergy has that, and most of Arkansas electric cooperatives have that as well. Also, if you go on to the iDrive Arkansas app, you can see road conditions, which roads that are flooded. There could be some road closures tomorrow with some of this flooding. So just keep an eye on that tomorrow as you head out and about. Remember, if you are driving if you have your windshield wipers on, headlights have to be on. That's the law, the state law. Remember, turn around, don't drown. If you roll up onto a flooded roadway, please do not go through it. Remember, it just takes a couple of inches of moving water to sweep your car off the ground. It takes about 2 to 3 inches of moving water to sweep your car off of the road. About 6 inches of standing water can do about the same. So just remember that you do not want to drive through any flooded areas. Remember to watch out for fallen trees and limbs and stuff like that, especially in these higher wind gusts and in some of these storms. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at WXAaronJC, WXAARONJC. You also follow us, ASU TV News, on Twitter. That's at ASU TV News. And also follow us on Facebook, just ASU TV News on Facebook. I will have another update for you throughout tomorrow. I'll keep you updated on Twitter throughout tonight and tomorrow. And if we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings, I will also pass those along to you. I'll try to do that on Facebook and on Twitter, on my Twitter and ASU TV News' Facebook Twitter page as well. Keep it here with ASU TV News online, and I will keep you updated through this entire event as it continues to unfold. I'm Aaron Castleberry for ASU TV News.